Hello, trading is closed on November 29th, 2021. Let's do our disclaimer first. I don't know where this moved. It's my trading plan for Tuesday, November 30th. And just remember, I can be wrong and all trades should be at your own risk. We had a few calls. Look for the pattern with the early low, which is this, and tomorrow should have the early high. We pointed out the huge volume on Friday. In spite of it being a stub session, it was bigger than the volume we had the day before and the day after. We said that can mark a short-term low, and the undercutting the lower Bollinger Band when it was flat also can lead to a reversal of the trend. So we have had a pretty strong bounce. It doesn't have to end here. It could go higher, but if it does end here, that's enough. Now, during the day, we got an ultimate buy signal in the morning. Again, it doesn't tell you the next move, just sets a higher target. And even though we dropped, that was satisfied. Now, the afternoon, we got an ultimate sell signal, and that was satisfied. We got a sell signal, and we haven't dropped enough yet to satisfy it. But it was also a higher target, and that hasn't happened yet. So we have targets under this low and over this high with no call for which comes first. And just remember, if you're having a strong impulsive move, the higher target can fail. Any target can fail, but that's what the system calls for. Well, I've decided to make this my preferred count. It isn't the only valid count. I can always change my mind. But usually the prettier the count looks and the less you have to fudge to make it work, the more likely it is that it's the right count. So we have a big wave green A ending in 2009, a big ABC ending last week, and now I have us in wave green C down, and among the logical targets, not the only one, we have targets in the low to mid 2900s. Now I've had to relabel this wave magenta C to change the degree. So here's magenta C, and you can see how it all works. And so far it's playing out. But again, it's not the only valid count. And if we overtake recent highs, then you have to get out your erasers. So let's start from the top of what I'm calling green B. And I have this as 1. Of course, it could be A. It doesn't break any rules. And that's 2. This could be C, but it's so impulsive, I'm calling it a wave 3. And if this is the right count, wave 3 is not over. We had this huge rally today, but we couldn't clear Friday's high. So as of yet, it hasn't accomplished anything meaningful. Could still do it, but it hasn't happened yet. We gapped up, hit a higher high, closed under these highs, and even under these lows. It's a negative pattern. But what counts isn't today's close, but tomorrow's open. Futures are up smartly, and if we open up here, all that negativity goes away. And don't forget, there is a higher target. there's a lower target too, but at least if we continue going up, you could justify it. But if we don't, it might be a failed target here because tomorrow's pattern has the early high, and usually it's a rally day. But if it fails, it's a straight line drop. So as I said, tomorrow has the early high. We could gap down. It's a rally day or a straight line drop. Gapped up at a higher high, closed under midday highs and even the midday lows. Patterns negative if you don't clear the high a day quickly. You see lower prices. Doesn't mean you close lower. But futures are up smartly, so there's a reasonable chance we are going to gap up. Certainly isn't guaranteed. The afternoon generated higher and lower targets. Calls for prints over and under the afternoon range. We'll have to see if that plays out. Recently, over 90% of stocks are over their 200-day moving average. Numbers now down to 66%. According to someone else's work, the market won't hit its bottom until only 30%, and more likely 20% of stocks are over their 200-day moving average. So we have all kinds of stuff over the longer term saying that we've topped out here. Friday marked a short-term low, but if the wave count's correct, we don't know that yet, but I'm thinking it is, the all-time high should hold and much lower prices should be coming. Doesn't mean they have to come tomorrow. So tomorrow has the early high. If you're a bull, you want to clear this high early. But even so, we have a target under this low, as well as a target over this high. So far, the rally hasn't accomplished much, but time has not run out. But regardless of what happens, as long as the all-time high holds, I'm expecting to see much lower prices over the coming weeks to months. And that's today's call.